Hi guys, how are you doing? We're back on the road today. Yes, I'm going to take you on another little trip. We're going to go down south and we're heading to Lichfield. No, we're not going to Lichfield, we're going to Lichfield. Sorry, I'm not taking you to a field full of lechers. I promise that just sounded wrong, didn't it? Lichfield, by all accounts, so I have been told, is a very beautiful little city. It's just on the outskirts of Birmingham. I don't know much about it at all, so we're going to have to go and do a little bit of exploring together. Right, let's go. I've parked in the Friary car park, which I believe is pretty central. But yeah, I'm just heading into the city centre now. Yes, Lichfield is a city centre. It doesn't feel like it at the moment. It feels very much like a small town, but hopefully it's going to get a little bit busier as we get closer to the centre. It's so quiet. I think I've only passed about 3 people so far. Do they know something I don't? Slightly worrying. Looking a little bit more lively down here. I've just walked down Market Street, which is, this area is obviously one of the busiest shopping areas of Lichfield, although it's not very busy today. I don't know where everybody is. I'm going to probably head back down here in a little while because there is the museum for the birthplace of Samuel Johnson. So yeah, we're definitely going to head into there because that's obviously like one of the major things here in Lichfield. But what I'm going to do is just have a quick meander around, get my bearings and yeah, see what else there is that we can have a look at. You see now it looks lovely down there. Let's go and have a look, see. Excuse me, are you local to Lichfield?
Well, I'm in Burton, from Burton, but I know bits of Lichfield.
Oh, you do? I was just, because I've not been here before and I was just wondering if you could like tell me where the like main bits to go and stuff.
Well, there's the cathedral's obviously straight ahead. There's a Stow Pool off to the right.
Okay.
So you can wander around that. If you go to the left, along the edge of this pool here, across the road, that's Beacon Park.
Oh, right, is that worth a visit?
That's worth looking at, yeah. That's marketplace just there.
So this is the main shopping area, is it, round here? Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you. Thanks very much. Right. Have a good day. Oh, sorry. I'm heading in the direction of the cathedral. It's quite well known, this cathedral. It's a 3-spire cathedral and does look quite beautiful. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a really, really quaint and pretty little, well, I was going to say a little town, but it's obviously a city. So it's a little city. Speaker's Corner. I can imagine there's a few people who've got things to say on there these days. There are the 3 spires of the cathedral. And Minster Pool and Walk, so that's just where we are now. I'm blown away as to how quiet it is. It feels really, I mean, it's lovely, it's nice, don't get me wrong. I'm not kind of saying that with a negative connotation. It's actually quite tranquil. It feels like it's geared up more for the more mature person, shall we say, which suits me down to the ground because I'm a bit of an old codger now. I recently filmed a vlog in Lincoln and I kind of thought this would be similar, and it is in many ways, to be fair, and don't get me wrong, I haven't seen much of it yet. I've only been here about half an hour, but it's full, from what I can see, of beautiful, quaint buildings. It's, yeah, it is a city, but like Lincoln, it feels more like a big town. It's got that more villagey traditional town feel about it. So far removed from the likes of Birmingham, which is actually just on the doorstep to Lichfield, and you know, Manchester, which are full of your big modern buildings. Ah, look. That is beautiful. That's not a house you want to live in when you're coming back on a Friday night after having a skinful. Can you imagine trying to navigate up and down those stairs into your front door? Oh my gosh, this is just stunning. I'm just sat on a picnic bench outside the cathedral. This is how quaint it is, this city. It's yeah, it just feels like the local village. It's quite random, but the cathedral is absolutely stunning. I've just been on their website to check out entry details, how much it costs, etc., times and things like that. It is free to get in. However, it costs £5,000 a day to run this place. I mean, what a bill. Imagine that electricity bill landing on your doorstep. You wouldn't want that, would you? So obviously donations are greatly received, but honestly, check out the website. It's probably one of the most commercialised websites I've seen. This place has got its own YouTube channel. They stream live services. Yeah, they're definitely making the most of what they've got. But it's got, although it's on a smaller scale to Lincoln Cathedral and that area, it has got a similar feel to that, in the respect that the cathedral is just sat in the middle of a little green and there's beautiful houses surrounding it. In fact, just over my shoulder, I think, which one is it? That one? The timber framed one. That is the home of Erasmus, not currently, it was. He's not with us anymore. Erasmus Darwin, the grandfather of Charles Darwin. No, we're going to go in there. It's a museum now. They've got herb garden and things like that, so it sounds really quite nice. We're going to head in there and have a look after we've been in the cathedral. Yeah, so shall we head in? what do you make of that cathedral then? It was beautiful, wasn't it? Absolutely gorgeous inside. Really busy actually. They had lots of tours going on. They're really quite organised with that. They do tower tours as well. I don't know if you've seen the one that I did in Chesterfield where I went up the Crooked Spire. So yeah, they do similar kind of things here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do that today, but it would definitely be something worth doing, no doubt. I showed you some photographs as well. They'd got a fabulous exhibition in there. Peter Marlowe sadly passed away in 2016, a photographer, and he visited all 42 cathedrals in the UK and photographed the naves, and they were all on display in there. Really quite beautiful, and it's so nice to kind of actually see the difference of styles, because when you look at Sheffield Cathedral, which I'm quite familiar with, it's really quite, I don't know, it's quite modern. I mean, it's still beautiful in its own right, but in my mind, probably not as beautiful as the likes of, you know, this cathedral or Lincoln, where we went the other week. But what about that table as well? How incredible it was, that black oak table. I mean, my gosh, 5,000 years old. There's absolutely no way they're ever going to hold a banquet on that table. They're not going to risk anybody spilling the red wine or getting too drunk and dancing on the table. I think it's strictly for show only, that one. Right, I'm going to carry on. I'm just going to walk back round to the front of the cathedral, and I think we'll head into the Erasmus Darwin House and Museum, because that sounds quite interesting. Right, that is where we are heading. Unsuccessfully. I think it lasted about 2 weeks. This one's lasted a little bit longer, hasn't it? Welcome to the home of one of the 18th century's most remarkable minds. Erasmus Darwin, born in 1731, was not only a celebrated physician, but also a poet, inventor, and natural philosopher. Here in Lichfield, he practiced medicine with great skill, but his restless curiosity reached far beyond the sick room. He designed speaking machines, experimented with steam power, and even imagined ideas about evolution long before his grandson Charles Darwin. This house was also a meeting place for brilliant thinkers. Darwin was a founding member of the famous Lunar Society, alongside Josiah Wedgwood, James Watt and Matthew Boulton. And even across the Atlantic, his reputation drew attention. Benjamin Franklin himself visited here, sharing in lively discussions about science, politics, and progress. Though less well known today, Erasmus Darwin left an extraordinary legacy of innovation, imagination, and influence. And as you walk through his home, you can imagine the clatter of experiments, the buzz of conversation, and the restless mind of a true genius. Erasmus Darwin, he was the man, wasn't he? My God, the people that have been in that building, the great minds and the things that will have been discussed, it's pretty awesome really. I do feel a bit ignorant, I must admit, sometimes when you don't know about these people, but the authorities tried their best to to wreck his reputation, because he was such a forward thinker, and the things that he promoted, like votes for all men and women's rights, they were all deemed as dangerous, so they did their best to ruin him, and it would appear that they were quite successful in that. Anyway, I'm still just outside the cathedral because the house is bang opposite. I mean, how inspiring actually, just looking out of your hall window and seeing the Lichfield Cathedral. I mean, that is, no wonder he was such a clever man, having that to inspire you every day. But the area that I'm in, which I have now just discovered, is called the Cathedral Close, and it's where all the houses are. There's a little private school down there, but what we're going to do is we're going to walk back down here. There's a little road that takes you what looks to be more into the town centre, so we're going to have a wander down there. So hopefully this little road is going to take me to a nice cafe, because I am ravenous. I've been feeding the brain with educational things, now I need to feed the belly. What's this one here? I think I'm going to go in here. This looks quite nice. I found a nice little spot to have lunch. I'm just sat at lunch at Loaf, as it's called. I'm sat outside. I found a nice little corner. I've tucked myself in the corner. Nobody puts Becky in the corner. I do. Nice menu actually in here. I've been spoilt for choice. They do most of the things in gluten-free bread, most of the sandwiches and stuff. I'm having a homemade onion bhaji with mango chutney and French fresh spinach sandwich, hot sandwich. That sounds good, doesn't it? I was very tempted with the actual onion bhaji salad, or this one here, this brie bacon and homemade red onion marmalade. Sounds good. They are served with fries and homemade coleslaw. I was just chatting to the lovely young man who works here. He was saying it starts to get really busy now, ramping up towards Christmas and things with the Christmas lights and everything that they put on. I asked if they did a Christmas market, which they don't, which seems a shame for such a beautiful, picturesque city. I can imagine a Christmas market here would just do incredible. But I suppose it is on the doorstep of Birmingham, and Birmingham's Christmas market is pretty epic. I've been there before. I'm going to try and do some Christmas markets this year. I only did one, I think, last year. But yeah, I'm going to try and do some different ones. There's some kind of Victorian ones near me at Haddon Hall, I think it is. So do something a little bit different. I'm definitely avoiding Chatsworth again. I am not going there after last year's debacle. Oh my good Lord, the food has arrived. Look at the size of that. It looks gorgeous, but it's huge. I have been trying to lose weight. I don't think it's going to happen today, is it? People keep looking at my food as they're walking past, and the problem is I'm going to take a bite and it's all going to dribble down my face, isn't it? I don't know how to attack it. Do I go in with the bite, or do I cut it up and be a little bit more ladylike? Knife and fork. Oh, that's divine. I mean, I'm all for being generous with your portion sizes, but I actually only needed one of these. But I don't know if I can leave the other one. It is so tasty. Just to prove that I am not a complete pig, I'll show you what I've left. I've eaten the onion bhaji out of the middle and left the bread. I am completely stuffed, and I made the mistake of ordering another coffee, which as well is really, really filling. It's I think I need to find a hotel and go and have a little nana nap now, an afternoon siesta. You know, when you've got a full tummy, just want to curl up and have a little sleep, don't you? But I can't do that. We've got to move on to our next stop. I don't know what that is yet. I might just try and do a little bit of research on my phone while I'm sat here finishing my coffee. Well, this is the park that I was looking for. A couple of people that I've been chatting to and asking places to go and have a look have suggested coming here and said it's worth having a look around. It's really pretty from what I can see. I keep saying that word pretty today. I think that's it's the word of the day. Lichfield is pretty. But you know what? I made a right old ruck. When I finished eating in that restaurant, I noticed that there was a shop called The Works across the road. If you're not familiar with it, they sell things like books and artist things and crafty stuff for like kids. Edward absolutely loves it. It's one of his favourite shops. And he's been wanting some books, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Just had a look in there and they got a pack of about 10, 15 books and they were really, really cheap. So I thought, oh, I'll have to take those for him. But my bag, I've put them in my bag and they weigh an absolute ton, so I've now got to carry that around with me all day. What a plonker, Rebecca. What a plonker. Anyway, you don't want to see me, you want to see this pretty park. I tell you, they do like a good statue in Lichfield. I wonder who that is. Do we think that's our Erasmus or is it Samuel Johnson? They kind of all looked a bit the same, didn't they, in that day and age, especially if they were a little bit rotund as those two chaps were. So yeah, it could be either of them, to be fair, couldn't it? It's a big old park, this, 70 acres in total. They have loads of facilities, tennis, as you can see behind me. They've got bowling just to the side. There's a golf course. You can play foot golf here. In fact, going back to Edward, he went on his first, he went to a party the other day and it was his first go at foot golf. He absolutely loved it. I wasn't even aware it existed until he told me he was going, but it sounds quite good fun, to be fair. What's this? That's strange. The Martyrs Plaque, 1740s. Can't read a word of that. Can you guys read it? This is a really nice little part of the garden. Yeah, the park's lovely. It's kind of like segmented off different places, which is good. So there's something for everyone. If you want to come and have a game of foot golf, you can do that. If you want to find a nice little quiet corner, you can do that as well in here. I think we're done in here, aren't we? You can rest up, don't worry, I'm not going to walk you the whole 70 acres of the park. It's very nice, it's got some nice little bits, but I think in the most we all know what a park looks like, don't we? So we're going to head back into town and we're going to go and try and find something a little bit more interesting, shall we? I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed about the city, it seems really, really dog friendly. There's lots of people walking around with the dogs, and when we went into the cathedral, there was a lady took theirs in there and they do actually welcome well-behaved dogs, they said. I'm not entirely sure how you categorise a dog as being well-behaved. I mean, my dog's quite well-behaved till she poos on the carpet like she did at my mum's last night. And my mum trod in it. When I spoke to her this morning, she was like, yes, you can come and pick your dog up now. They've been dog sitting it for me, bless them. Sorry, Mum, sorry, Dad. Lichfield Antique Centre. Shall we go and have a little shufty? Oh wow. Hi. Ooh, look at that. to the gym in that. Oh my God, what is that? What is that? Doctor Who with photo. Oh, is that an actual prop? Goodness me. How much is that? £950. That made me laugh. You could buy a Rembrandt painting in there for just £20. I mean, that has to be a bargain of the century, that, hasn't it? What about that Doctor Who mask? I've never been a Doctor Who fan. It just looked like something that my mum and I would make with papier-mâché for a school project or something when I was about 10. But it was £950 and that was in the sale. I think it was originally over £1,000. My God. So yes, if you want Doctor Who memorabilia, you can go to Lichfield Antique Centre, or if you want a cheap Rembrandt, yeah, also go there. I feel like you could cover Lichfield in about 10 minutes, just walking around, that is, not looking at all the sites obviously. And I've just Googled to see which is, to see if it's one of the smallest cities, and it is actually the 7th smallest city in the UK. The house on the corner there is where we are heading. That is the birthplace of a Dr. Samuel Johnson. And oh gosh, there's always somebody making noise, isn't there? Honestly. Can't go anywhere, can you, without drilling or roadworks or car alarms? It's relentless. Anyway, there's a nice statue of Samuel Johnson just opposite the house. And they do like a statue around here, it has to be said. But then again, they've got a lot of pretty important people, haven't they, to mark. Right, you really need to mind your step as you head inside here, because the floorboards are so uneven you start to feel like you've had one too many down at the pub before you've even reached the stairs. Honestly, if you can walk in a straight line in here, you deserve a medal. Now, this slightly wobbly old house is the birthplace of Dr. Samuel Johnson, born right here in Lichfield in 1709. He grew up to become one of the greatest writers and thinkers of the 18th century, but he's best remembered for creating something every student, writer and crossword puzzler has silently thanked him for: the first great English dictionary. Johnson's love of books started young thanks to his father, Michael Johnson, who kept a bookstall just down the road in Lichfield Market Square. Little Samuel would spend hours among piles of dusty volumes reading anything he could get his hands on. History, poetry, philosophy, all feeding that huge, curious mind that would one day define the English language itself. He worked on the dictionary for 9 years with just a few helpers and an enormous amount of patience. Imagine doing it without Wi-Fi or spell check. And of course, we can't mention Dr. Johnson and his dictionary without thinking of that brilliant moment from Blackadder, where Baldric accidentally burns a dictionary and he and Blackadder have to quickly rewrite it.
Big blue wobbly thing that mermaids live in. See.
Samuel Johnson was a man of huge intellect and enormous character, opinionated, witty and famously fond of a good argument and a good meal. So as you wander around the rooms, mind the floors, enjoy the creaks and the quirks, and imagine young Samuel here surrounded by books, words and ideas, already bursting with curiosity and ambition, ready to shape the language we still speak today. I love that they've put Waterstones directly opposite his house. That had to have been intentional. Yeah, I feel completely drunk now having walked up and down those floors. It was absolutely, I mean, it was so rickety. I don't know if you managed to see it in in the pictures or anything, but it was so up and down, which you're going to expect from a house of that age, I suppose, aren't you, anyway?
I keep walking round in circles, keep finding myself on the same street. I'm going to bob in here and get a drink, I think. I'm ready. Yes, I need a little bit of lubrication. Does look nice, this pub. I hope it doesn't disappoint.
Oh. Look at that. Yes. How much time to drink? I'm gonna have a glass of white wine, please. Oh, I think I might have made a bit of a faux pas here. I said, can I go and sit outside? And the guy said, yeah, but just close the door because it's cold, and it seems to have locked, and I don't think there's a way out. So I'm in a little beach hut. Very random. It's sweet, it's nice. I'm being naughty, I'm having a glass of wine. Never mind. I feel a bit stressed out today, I must admit. I have completely lost a day this week. I don't know if you, well, I think everybody has it, don't they, when, yeah, you completely lose track of days. And it wasn't until about 7 o'clock last night when I just got in from playing netball with the girls. We won, yay, we won. But when I got home, I just kind of sat down and I thought, shoot, I've got to vlog tomorrow. I thought I'd got an extra day to plan it, so it was real last minute. So I feel a little bit thin on the ground with facts for you, unfortunately, because I didn't get to spend as much time as I normally would, you know, researching the place and what have you. However, I think I can get away with that by doing voiceovers. The two museums that I've been into, the Samuel Johnson one and the Erasmus, what's his face? They both look the same. They could be twins. Why did all men of that era look the same? I literally, they just blended into one. But yeah, Samuel Johnson and Erasmus Darwin. They were, I mean, great places to visit just because of, you know, the amazing history associated to them. They weren't probably the best museums you're going to go to. I mean, that last one, it was so rickety, the building, it was absolutely crackers. I felt like I'd had 6 of these before going in. It was all over the place, but it is what it is, I suppose, in a building of that age. This is an unusual little stop off, isn't it? Me bringing you to a pub, I don't normally do that. I've been watching my brother too much, haven't I? He's leading me astray. I think they've just realised that I've locked myself out and they've come and opened the door. There's worse places to get locked in, isn't there, than pubs? In fact, when I used to work at Rotherham College, I got locked in the pub across the road. It was last orders, and I went into the my phone. Oh, that's my other half ringing. Just a minute. Hello. He's checking up on where I am. Yes, what was I saying anyway? Worst places to get locked in. I got locked in the Charters Arms, which it's been demolished now, it's been flattened, but the Charters Arms it was called, in Rotherham, and it was straight across from the university, from the college that I used to work in. I'm upgrading myself there, aren't I, saying university as opposed to college. It was just getting to closing time and I went into the toilets to, you know, as you do, titivate yourself before moving on to a club, and they're locked up. And I was still in loo. I mean, I didn't think it took me that long to put my face on, but clearly it did. I came out and I couldn't get out. It were awful, like, to keep. Fortunately, they'd only just gone and they were loitering outside, so they heard me, but God knows what would have happened. Stuck in a pub. I finished my vino. Right, I'm going to head off and try and see if I've missed anything. I have to say it's a bit of a struggle, this vlog, because it is a beautiful place. There's no disputing that whatsoever, but it's not a particularly big place, and other than the places that I've already shown you, there doesn't appear to be a great deal else.
Morning has broken, our windows are open, wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope.
I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Do I look bedraggled? I've just got back in the car. I'm absolutely shattered. I've really paced it out. Time's just flown by this afternoon. But I've got myself some refreshments for going home. Whisper and Lucozade. Really healthy choices those, aren't they? But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I've just paid for the parking. As I said, I'm at the Friary car park and it's cost me £4.10, and I have been here a long time. That is very, very reasonable parking prices. Yeah, 10:53 I arrived. It is now, it's just gone 5. So that's really good, isn't it? Anyway, I want to do a debrief about Lichfield. I mean, Lichfield. I can't. Why do I want to keep calling it Lichfield? Lichfield. But I'm scared that if I sit in the car for 10-15 minutes, I'm going to get locked in at the barrier and they want me to pay more money. So I'm going to head off, get on the road, get back on home, and I might chat to you on the way. Okie dokie, let's hit the road. Oh, that sounded so cliche, didn't it? Let's hit the road. Well, it was my intention to do a little debrief on the go on the way home, but stupid me, I forgot my camera. I put the case in, but no camera, because I need my little action one to kind of film whilst I'm driving. I've taken it out to charge and not put it back in the bag. Plonker. Anyway, what did we think to Lichfield? What a gorgeous, beautiful little city. Little is definitely the key word there, I think, isn't it? I was taken aback just to how small it actually was. I think when you talk about cities with cathedrals and tourist attractions like Lichfield actually has, I always anticipate these places to be much bigger. I kind of forget that obviously you can have small cities as well, which Lichfield clearly is. So I seemed to have completed it in quite a short space of time. I mean, I might have missed something. Did I miss something? Please let me know if I missed some big glaring tourist attraction. But I did ask quite a few people when I was walking around the key places for me to visit, and everything that they suggested we did go and see. So I don't think I did. I think the one thing that took me aback was just how quiet it was. Clearly not one of their main days. They didn't have the market on, so I kind of put it down to that. But you expect certain places to be quiet, because especially some city centres and town centres, because they don't have decent shops anymore, do they? Or they're a little bit... But Lichfield, you know, it's got a lot going on. It's got lovely independent stores. There's not loads, but there's enough to keep you going. There's plenty of places to eat and drink. There's a beautiful cathedral. And then obviously the other tourist attractions as well, like the 2 museums that I took you in. So yeah, pretty shocked to see it as quiet as it was. But maybe if I went back on market day, it would be quite a different experience. Anyway, I have had a lovely day. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Been blessed with the weather. It's been a little bit windy, but I'm not going to moan about that. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Facebook, I was going to say TikTok. I don't do TikTok, but it'd help if I promoted the things that I do. Follow me on Instagram. And I will be eternally grateful. Until next time, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow?